Dolphins fans, and a lot of bad news for the Bills fans. Also, they had took some mighty hits themselves. So the Dolphins, obviously we will not have our two starting tight ends with Deion Sims and Jordan Cameron, and obviously losing Jordan Cameron, probably our best receiving threat, obviously, and then Deion Sims by far our best run blocker, one of the best run blocking tight ends in the league. So that's that. Although I think Marquise Gray and Dominique Jones have done a very good job in their play, so I don't think it's that big of a hit. I think we have a lot of depth, surprisingly a lot of depth there at tight end, and I think those two can definitely get the job done themselves. So let's get on for the rest of the report for the Dolphins. Arian Foster, Tony Lippett, Jelani Jenkins, and Spencer Paysinger were all limited in Friday's practice, but they're all expected to play, which is awesome. That Johnny's obviously going to play. Arian's going to play, so now what his role will be, I have no idea. I'm sure he'll be third down type back, third down pass protection, passing situations type. I don't think he'll get a lot of carries, as we saw but again, he was a little hurt in the Steelers game, so we really won't know for sure. Also, defensive end Jason Jones, who basically missed, I think he fixed 2 practices. He will also play Sunday. I think it was non-football related, so he's totally fine. Obviously, the Bills have some Marcel Darius, their best defensive lineman and one of their best defensive players, will not play, or he's listed as doubtful, which means he's probably not going to play. He's most likely not going to play. Robert Woods, also one of their best receivers, is listed as doubtful, which is a huge hit. And some of the other big names is Cordy Glenn, Charles Clay, LaShawn McCoy obviously are questionable. I heard that LaShawn McCoy will be a game-time decision, so I would expect him to play. So let's get into the stats. Let's get into the stats of both teams. So obviously we go through stats every year and stats every game. They have actually, some of them improved, some of them get worse. But let's start with the Dolphins. So we're 23rd in points with 19 yards. We have 332. We're 25th a game. Pass yards were 24th with 234 yards a game, and rush yards were 20th, which we got a huge boost from obviously J.J.'s performance last week, and we're only up 220. So with our offensive line, we are like in the tens in terms of running the ball, and I think we're like 50. So we'd be in like the 15s maybe in the passing the football. So when our offensive line's playing, our offense just gets going, and it's fun to watch. So let's look at the Buffalo Bills. So they average 27 points a game. They're 5th in the NFL. They've blown out the 49ers. That helped. They did play the 49ers, so obviously they blew out the Rams, which is actually a really good football team. So that, I think, has a lot more merit to it than the 49ers. So that stat kind of got boosted up a lot. Yards, they're 23rd with 337 a game. Pass yards, they're second to last in the league and 31st in the game in the league. And rush yards, I said in the game, I don't know why I'm saying that. Rush yards, they're first in the NFL with 166 yards, which is kind of crazy when you have, the Cowboys, who are just beasting, and so many great running teams. The Titans. It's kind of crazy that they're first. So that is the stat. So what I think this is going to come down to, and obviously, if you are a Dolphins fan and you watched Rex Ryan a long time, which I have, Rex Ryan is a very good defensive coordinator, and Ryan for some reason, when we play in MetLife, he's way better against Rex Ryan's defenses. I'm talking about when Rex Ryan was a Jet. We played better, but he scored. I'm not gonna say he struggles against the Rex Ryan defense, but usually we turn the ball over a lot against the Rex Ryan defense, and we actually have scored a ton of points against it. I don't think Ryan struggles against it, but I think he's not flawless, if I think that's the best way to say it, because we have scored a ton of points against them before, and Ryan has gotten hot against Rex Ryan's defenses before. It's also, I think our defense has struggled more than our offense by far against the Rex Ryan offenses, which obviously aren't his offenses, but are his coordinators and everything like that. But for some reason, every time we play Rex Ryan, his offenses score a lot of points. So I think what it's going to come down to is, obviously last year he definitely struggled against that Buffalo Bills defense when Rex Ryan obviously is coaching it. So Ryan's going to have to decipher what is fake and what isn't, because obviously Rex Ryan throws a ton of disguises. He drops defensive tackles back in coverage. He does a lot of crazy stuff. So he's going to have to figure out how to, dice that up, and I think if you want to really figure that out, watch Tom Brady play against it. But it's going to be interesting to see if this is going to be a big test for Ryan Tannehill and how much he's come along. Especially, it's going to be a huge test for Adam going against one of the better defensive minds in the league. I think it's going to be fun to watch. I think this is going to tell us a lot about this Dolphins team. And I'm going to say that as long as all of our offensive linemen play, and they're all healthy, and hopefully nothing bad happens. So on the defensive side of the ball, obviously the Buffalo Bills are the best rushing football team in the league right now, and obviously they did just come off playing one really bad team. Well, not really bad, but they were really hurt, and they're not the greatest team in the world, and they're injured, obviously without Navarro Bowman. So they ran all over them. So it's kind of jaded, but in the same time, it's still an NFL team, and they are the best at it. So they run a lot of Wildcat, which is crazy, especially in today's NFL. So they really want to give Shady the football, and they love running the football. And I guarantee you that's what they're going to do. And so does Rex Ryan. I guarantee you that's what they're going to do. I mean, obviously that's what they're going to do against our run defense. So it's going to be interesting. They obviously have a pretty dang good offensive line with Richie Incognito in the interior, and they have some good average tackles. They're pretty good, but I think it's gonna, for defensively, I think one of the things the defense struggles with is mobile quarterbacks. Every time we play a mobile quarterback, we kind of struggle. I think if we keep Tyrod Taylor in the pocket and force him to pass, obviously I just read that stat to you that they're 31st in the NFL in passing yards a game. If we can make him a pocket passer, which is very hard to do, and obviously Tyrod's one of the best scrambling quarterbacks in the league, if we can force him to stay in the pocket, that's great for us. I mean, that's where we want them to be, and just let our pass rush get there. It's gonna have to be. There's a lot of deception with Tyrod, obviously, with the read option, and there's a lot of deception with the bootlegs. I mean, it's really hard to guard this. This is, if you shut down the run, you shut down this offense because you force him to pass the ball. And I think that's a good thing for us. They're obviously missing a lot of things. With missing Sammy Watkins, they just signed Justin Herbert. They just lost Robert Woods, so they're missing a lot of pieces on that offensive side of the football, which we should hopefully take advantage of. But like I said, I think it's gonna come down to us making sure he stays in the pocket and stopping the run. And I think those are the two things we can do pretty well. Obviously, if I don't think I mentioned this before, but just in case I didn't, Xavier Howard will not be playing in this game, and neither was Chris Culliver, so he won't. Those two will not be playing in this game. But I think this is a good matchup. Obviously, we're in Miami, so that's a great plus for us. I think it's going to be a good football game. Obviously, it's never easy going against your divisional rival, and sometimes it is. Sometimes you have those fluky games where even if you're the worst team, the other team blows you out. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in this game. I think it's going to tell us a lot about these Dolphins and how good they actually are. And hopefully we don't get this inconsistent crap that all of those Dolphins, we just blow out a really good football team, then we play a lesser football team and we don't play as well. So hopefully that doesn't happen. And it'll tell us a lot about Adam Gase too. So I can't wait for this football game. And I really can't. I can't wait. I love anytime we play a divisional rival. It's fun. So that's going to be you guys. I'm Skex23, and I'll see you guys